Hello, welcome to my video. I'm going to be talking quite quietly because it's 1 o'clock at night. My wife's gone to bed, so I don't want to disturb her. So we'll see what we can get into. I'm going to be using this photocopier paper just to experiment. I've never painted on photocopier paper before, so it'll be interesting to see the results. I do like experimenting with new stuff. I'm hoping it's acid free. The paper's from Spain and I don't understand Spanish unfortunately, so yeah, we'll see. I don't know what the Spanish is for acid. So here we go, just start with a nice bit of a horizon. First of all, with a bit of Payne's grey and put a bit of anger in the sky. It's not going on quite as well. I think it's just the first initial brush strokes. Perhaps I need a bit more water. I'm just being cautious with the water, with it being photocopier paper. Create some churns in the sky. Yeah, I got tons of this paper when I was studying, and yeah, just don't use it anymore. It needs using up. So I thought I'd experiment just to see. Put a bit of titanium white on that horizon. Yeah, yesterday I tried painting acrylic on watercolour paper. It seemed to work really well. So I'm hoping this works well. It might be a disaster, but it's good practice anyway. It's good fun. Something else different today. I'm using a different camera because I came to paint earlier and the battery ran out my camera. So I've had to get my spare out. It's one of the beauties of having a spare camera. Few more swirls. Yeah, I'm not sure about that sky, but we'll keep chipping away, see what happens. Yeah, I've mounted the paper on the board, same as yesterday, and fixed the board to my easel. And it hasn't fallen off yet, so we'll see how we go. Only trouble is the board tends to wobble a bit, but I can live with that. I'm going to plonk a bit of yellow on that distance and down on the foreground. Interestingly, the yellow is very yellow because the white paper is just about pure white, whereas canvas it tends to be a little bit duller, just a tiny bit. So it's made that yellow really stand out. And I use lemon yellow and just add a tiny bit of orange just to take the edge off. A bit of Payne's grey going on. No straight lines in nature. Got my headphones in as usual. Just listening to some classical music while I paint. Really gets me in the zone. There's a clump of trees on the horizon, and just there in the centre, it reminds me of a copse of trees that are common around the White Peak in Derbyshire, because everywhere around the White Peak there's clumps of trees, and that's a legacy of the lead mining days. Yeah, you see a clump of trees like that. That's a sure sign that there's mine shafts present. Because, after the mines had closed and everything, there's hundreds and hundreds of open mine workings that cows tended to fall into the shafts. So the solution to that was the farmers planted trees where the mine shafts were, just to deter the cows and stop the cows from falling down. We were taught from a very early age at primary school, if you see a cluster of trees or a long row of trees like you get around Bakewell and Yulgrave, Sheldon, Money Ash, places like that, that's mine workings, so stay clear. Which we did. We were very respectful of the mine shafts and things. Although we did play quite a lot around Magpie Mine and places like that. We used to jump on our BMXs and go down to Magpie Mine. And if you've ever been to Magpie Mine in the Peak District, you'll know how incredible the place is. And if you haven't been to Magpie Mine, go. Yeah, a lot of the buildings are still there. The old Cornish engine house and a couple of big tall chimneys, all sorts. But let's have a look. After about 8 minutes of me harping on, we've got a picture. It's not the best in the world, but it'll do me nicely. Puts a bit of threat in that sky. Yeah, it's one of my favourite haunts, Magpie Mine. Used to do a lot of photography around there. There was this one occasion, me and my dog Harvey went to do a sunset, and we did it, and we're heading back to the car, and it's about half a mile. You park half a mile, then walk through cow fields and things. So we're on our way back through the cow fields, and a few fields over there was this big bloody bull. It was massive, just pure muscle. But I thought, oh, it's all right because it's in another field. The gates will be shut and everything like that. And this bull was shadowing us because we were walking not far from the cows, and this bull was kind of going parallel with us in the opposite fields. But I thought, the gates will be shut, it won't be able to get to us. And then it occurred to me that this bull was shadowing every move we were doing, but all the gates were open, and it actually led into the field that we were in. And the bull's pace quickened. Mine and my dog's pace quickened a bit when we realised something was up. And I know people say don't run, but I defy anyone not to run in that situation. So the ball got quicker and quicker, and it got through one field, and I thought it got through another. I thought, oh God, the next field is us, and so I just bolted. I sprinted, lugging all my camera kit, and I picked the dog up and I sprinted. And this bull, that was it. He went for us. He was gunning for us. And you know how wide a cattle grid is. I cleared the cattle grid. You know, just as the bull entered the field that we were in, it scared the living daylights out of me. God. Yeah, I've had one or two run-ins with bulls like that. It's bloody frightening. But anyway, yeah, it's looking alright, this. Not bad at all. Yeah, I don't think I've ever been to Magpie Mine since that day. Yeah, it's that particular avenue of pleasure now closed to me because that bloody bull. It won't be there if I go next time. You know, the 30 or 40 years I've been going to Magpie Mine, never seen a bull there. Yeah, it's my fault for bloody running. Yeah, if you've been to Magpie Mine, though, all the walls are brought down anyway, you know, they're hardly maintained. So the bull could have just stepped over the walls anyway. Yeah, we're getting there. It's looking not bad at all. It's like one difference I noticed was when I normally had scratches in with the end of a paint tube, and it scratched off beautifully. The paint did. It was very deep and crisp. So that was nice. You don't get that with canvas. So yeah, we'll have to see. Ideally, I need acid-free paper, but I couldn't read the Spanish, as I say, with the Spanish packaging. But it probably will be acid-free in this day and age. Yeah, you know, if you're painting like this, use acid-free paper. That way, your painting maintains its archival quality. If you use acid-free, that goes for photography and everything else, and as well as painting. If you had acid on the paper during the manufacture, then it tends to fade your paintings and your photographs. Well, I say tends to, it definitely will. So always make sure you use acid free. So yeah, it's a very quick painting. I think it's just about there actually. Very quick. I do prefer my quicker paintings, tend to enjoy them more. Interesting rock there on the right hand side on the horizon. It looks a bit like the salt cellar up on Derwent Edge in the Peak District. Yeah, the sky's a bit muddy, but yeah, I can live with that. Keep practicing on this photocopier paper. I'm hoping the paper, the grade of the paper is heavy enough, because otherwise as soon as I untape it from the board it'll curl up and all sorts of things as it dries. It shrinks the paper, so I'll keep it on the board for a while until it's dried properly. So yeah, I think we're just about there. Reasonably pleased. It's not perfect, but it'll do me. Jobs are good, and thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.